Go around. Just want to quickly check in here before we do this. No, 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 no.
Operation finished. They are coming.
Right, let's go in here. I'm gonna have to side gate this.
The angels of death. Waypoint reached. Our signal identifies the remains as Brother Magon, a dark angel from the earliest days of the Imperium. Along with many brothers, he was lost with the ship Caliban's Will. That must be the vessel we have found. It was one of the cruisers sent back to Caliban with Luther during the Age of Heresy.
What's your favourite chapter and why? I actually started liking Nurgle a little bit later on, and Orcs, but originally my favourite chapter was Blood Angels. I actually really loved the whole Death Company thing. It was the fact that, you know, he fought Horus with the Emperor, died sadly, and the death echoed so much through their gene seeding that at the start of battles there's a chaplain that has to make sure they've not been taken by the blood rage, and then they end up in Death Company if they do. My least favourite is Ultramarines, only because they seem to be such the kind of clean cut, goody good guys, and they're everywhere and it's so boring. But my favourite probably would have been Blood Angels. And then I started liking Orcs for a little bit because I spent so long being that. Then after that I went on to a little bit like Nurgle.
A strange place. Somewhere aboard the Caliban's Will, and within an artifact. It is this prize that brought us here, connected to the omens of future disaster. Shame.
What's your favourite?
Lion. If the visions of the librarian are true, the chapter faces catastrophe, perhaps extinction. Suspend all current operations. The new priority is to secure the Caliban's Will and to secure this
Look at a nice Chaos Army. I have a Tower Army too, which is big and nice. I love the idea of the Tower though. I love the idea that the Tower are really good weapon-wise.
The backwash of my mental scan has awakened a dormant gene stealer swarm. They are gathering for an attack. Exterminate them before they assemble sufficient strength.
I loved how, you know, the primaries like long range weapons and stuff like that. I just used to love how they kind of worked, and the amount of times that, as much as the Imperium didn't like it, they ended up kind of on the same side. But I love the Nurgle thing. I love like Plague Marines, and in fact, do you remember the game Space Marine? really good single player game, but it's actually got quite a fun multiplayer. My Chaos is a good Nurgle Marine, Plague Marine, and my Imperium is Blood Angel. Still only 2. I'm gonna have a look up here, make sure there's no... nothing sitting here. I think my issue at the moment is the decent Warhammer games are few and far between. Like, I like playing Inquisitor, even though it's very buggy and broken. But I love playing Inquisitor because it's I love the action RPG. I love this as a kind of co-op game. I just wish, like, the biggest thing about this game, which I wish was different, was I wished it wasn't just one adventure. Nice. I wish you could, so I'm at 3, so obviously there's 2 in here. So let's go up to the right. I wish you could, like, after doing all this, you could constantly customize your Marines. You could go and kind of... Ever heard of a game, well, do you know, like, you've got Vermintide, or a game called Deep Galactic, where you go back to your base and then you can launch missions into different areas to do different things. I really wish this game was like that. I wish you go back to your barge and you can go and launch missions onto a different Hulk that might be infected by Orc or might be infected by Chaos or something like that. I wish they had that in this game, because I think this game is very well done. It's very beautiful game. But except for doing the kind of mission-y part where you can unlock stuff in multiplayer, that's about it. I would like it if they released a... They are. Give us a minute. Because have you noticed they've launched a hell of a lot of stuff? For Necromunda, they've brought it back.
Breathing air recycled a million times over. I see a humanity too weak to turn back the madness. This is where I belong. This is my home. My territory. Where the bullet and the knife are kings. Life is cheap. Welcome to the Underhive.
Which is nice, just because of psychic attacks. Yeah, see, I like Nurgle more because of the lore. The fact that wherever Nurgle go, it actually starts to infect wherever they are, and pus-filled sort of things like that. Now, the thing is, there seems to be 2 types of games that come out for Warhammer 40,000, or that universe. Either a copy of the desktop game the tabletop game, or they try and release something different. So like Deathwing, brilliant game. Space Marine, amazing story, brilliant game. Inquisitor, good, bad points, fine. But then you got games like Spacehulk, the newer one, the tactical one, which is fine, but it's just a copy of the tabletop. There's not that much information about Necromunda at the moment, but from what I kind of pieced together, is I believe it's another one of the games that is trying to copy the tabletop, because it seems to me that it's turn-based. So everything kind of in it at the moment seems to be just from that teaser. But it seems to be tabletop based. So that's all. I mean, it's pretty early on in the production, obviously here, but it does seem to be more turn based. It is, I think, their sort of version. I don't totally hate the kind of copy to it from a tabletop to a PC game, because it's better than some of the other games that will come out that are just awful games. It's weird. It used to be very, very difficult for a developer to get an IP for Warhammer, and then out of the blue you can get it left, right and centre. And there's some awful games. I mean, if you ever look at Steam, I mean, a lot of these are awful games. I mean, Dawn of War 3 is Dawn of War 1 and 2 are amazing, Dawn of War 3 is awful. And a lot of these games are just awful attempts at a franchise that has so much to give. I mean, it's just such a shame. Sun 2 Saga of Awakening. For Space Wolf, I don't know how good that is. Mixed reviews. There's so many of these games that just try and literally copy the tabletop, and I don't like that so much. I wish they would be more inventive, but then see, this looks a pretty interesting game, but I currently play this game, which is one of the games I love to hate, because it is, the idea of it's amazing, but in practice doesn't really work so well. So yes, there is a Necromunda one. Also into rank 2 relics, so if we go through here, not down, let's turn right and explore the rest of it. I like how you can't really bug it if you try and jump into somebody that's too high up. It basically explodes them. Let's turn around, let's explore this north part. We want to know.
They are using crack missiles. I'm in place.
So we're looking for at least one relic. There might be one in that bottom chamber here. These two chambers. Let's go and let's go and see what we can find out here first. Couple of bodies. Can we get down here? It's all squidgy. Come from there. Right, we're looking for some sort of grinder. Looking for, I think it's a couple. This looks like extraction. Let's see if there's a relic up here. Let's go back up in this collapsed area.
Operation finished.
Squidgy. Right, going this way. Let's see if there's anything in here. We've got maintenance, we've got that down the bottom there, so let's have a look what we find.
Missile launcher sighted.
You guys had a good time at the back here. I'm hoping I haven't just missed the what's it called? The relic. I'm starting to kind of run out of places. Got maintenance in the bottom bit. I want to now. I'm going to check the other side of maintenance. Oh, no, get back over here.
Vengeance guides our weapons. Operation finished. For the Emperor. For the Emperor.
Get out of the way.
They are overwhelming us. Mission accomplished, brother. Play without mercy. They are overwhelming us. vengeance guides our weapons.
Redemption. It's basically like a shotgun. Still mission 2.
Another swarm is coming. Block the access bulkheads to hamper its progress.
Still would like to know where these friggin' things are. Uh-oh. Creepy bastards.
Beware. A threat is awaiting us in the shadow. Stopper detected.
Right, so I'll go this way.
Take us journey inbound. Slay it swiftly. Operation finished.
Creepy mofos. We went the wrong way.